Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label the Podcast. Here, with my boy now.
Yo.
Shouts out to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking on Instagram, following, sharing, Facebook, TikTok, all that. We appreciate the engagement.
Hell yeah. Shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Guapcoin. Cryptocurrency for the culture, you know what I'm saying? Get educated on this crypto space. We're going to see some interesting things over the next 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting things. Oh yeah. Like I think it was like Bitcoin bounced when the Fed said they wasn't gonna shut down, and then all this talks of war and all the money go crazy when you start talking about friction. You know what I'm saying? But hey man, just study up on it. This is the time. It's the time. Generational wealth is at your thumbs on your phone. Today we sitting down with one of the more dope like business minds in the greater Buffalo area, and a lot of the times we always talk about how much great talent comes out of here, but a lot of times we overlook the person who helps direct and structure that talent. And I think this is one of the things that we need as a city, that we feel like we need to bring it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So today we got a KAYPRIX. He's a manager of a free music party.
Yes, sir.
Von Maxwell, Dion Price. Like, he got some dope artists that he's
behind. Pro Social too. I can't leave.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, Spacebound, Pro Social. Yo, and it's like, and you can see the benefits from it. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to go. I don't actually. What's good, bro?
Shit, man, not a damn thing. Just working behind the scenes as always, bro. Just literally trying to just keep moving and stay busy.
No, I get that.
There's normally people that got a lot going on that say they don't have shit going on.
That's a fact too. Like when you ask somebody who's really like doing shit, and you be like, "Yo, what you on?" They're like, "Man, not a damn thing." Turn around, they got some crazy shit happening. Yeah, bro, that's a fact though.
Yeah, bro, and it's like it's such a. I worked in stage production.
Yeah.
So it's like that's actually where I met Kevin.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
word.
That's where I met Kev. And somebody told me it was just like if the engineer and the stage production, y'all do the best job in the world, you are invisible.
It's a fact.
But if you mess up one time, you're like the worst person in the world. Like
that's what you take on as like a manager though, and like someone who is behind the scenes is like when shit goes right, nobody should know. But when shit goes wrong, you are the person who takes that blame. Mm-hmm. And you just gotta like take that on the chin, learn, and just keep moving.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Facts. You can't take nothing personal when shit goes wrong.
No, that's a fact. So how did this come about for you? Was it something that you always were just like into, or is it a love for music?
So I started for music party with all the guys. Obviously, when it first started, I was a producer. Actually, I was not even a manager. I was somebody who's making music. Like their first MPC came from me, not Kevin's, but like Alex Live. If you ever go in our studio, their MPK Mini, like that shit was mine. Like I just copped that and I was making beats. And at some point, I started getting like inspired by like the Cashes, the ASAP Yams, people behind the scenes who like make shit work. You didn't really know what they did, but you would see them. And like artists would always talk about their praise pretty highly. So I started studying them, learning more, and I was just like, yo, like you guys are putting in more hours in this music shit. So like I'm gonna switch to business. And I'm just match y'all energy. We just gonna take off from there. So from there I just started reading, learning, watching, growing. And as they grew musically, I grew as a business entity. And now as you can see, like from our shows, shit's just clicking. Shit's clicking.
Facts. Shit, Town Ballroom, like
shout out to them.
Riverworks.
Love their partnership. Blue Flow, shout out to them too. Riverworks, Ironworks, all that. Shout out to them when they hit me. We definitely will always work. I'm trying to get us in as many venues as possible because like that connection is huge. Like you don't want to keep doing stamps, not to shit on stamps because we all started there.
No, yeah, it's a great starting space.
It is. It's definitely like you'd be surprised who still comes to stamps. I mean, Wi-Fi Funeral was just there. It's a very nice, intimate space. I don't want to shit on them. But like you do want to grow. Like you don't want to keep going to the same venue unless it is truly like a live music space, not a bar, not a club. Which is why you see us do Town Ballroom so much, is because it is one of the premier like live music spaces in Buffalo. Like you're not going there to just sit at a bar and drink and maybe I'll catch this music. Like no, if you're coming for a concert.
Yeah,
exactly.
So shout out to them and shout out to all the other venues that have led us through those doors.
Right, word. You said something interesting too, and it's just like I've dabbled in the manager role, and it's like I still help here and there. You said something about matching energies.
Yeah.
How important is it for an artist to like go hard in order for a manager to say they don't have a manager, for them to, for a manager to notice them, and then let alone it's like, okay, now we working together. We need to match energy so we can really push this.
I can only do as much as one, you allow me to do and trust me to do, and two, as hard as you're like pushing yourself. If you're like The Weeknd and you're dipping behind the scenes for 6 months, yes, I can still work some things, some deals or some endorsements, whatever. But I can't just book you a show you're not show ready. That doesn't make sense. It's not gonna look good. People are gonna be able to tell like, yo, he's rusty. He does not have a stage presence. Like it's not gonna work. So in order to match that energy, you need to be on your shit. I'm not saying you got to be dropping music constantly, because as you guys see with For Music Party, we dip away. We do not drop, but we still pop out at least once a month for a show. They're still rehearsing constantly. Like they are still grinding and on point where I know like I can keep at my pace and you guys will be ready. Yeah. So that's very important. A lot of people will reach out to me and be like, yo, I'm looking for a manager. That doesn't work for me anymore, unfortunately. Money, time, shit does not work, unfortunately. And two, I need to know that you are ready for a manager, because I can't just say, yo, I represent this artist and then you're not doing shit, because it's not going to benefit me. It's not going to benefit you. And then when something does come across my desk that I can like give to you, I don't even know if you're ready. And then that reflects upon my brand that I've built and my other artists. Because, you know, I bring so-and-so through the door, you're not ready, and I thought you were. Why should I trust your other artists? You know what I'm saying? So it just fucks up the whole chain. So definitely you need to be ready for that manager.
So how as a manager can you tell if an artist is ready for a manager?
It's a lot. It's a lot of factors. I mean, there's people out there who have like that it factor where you like know like, yo, if you get a proper team, like your shit will take off. I don't really look at engagement, because you can't force an artist to do TikTok. I can't force an artist to do TikTok. I'm not doing TikTok. We don't fuck with that. You should. I can sit here and list the benefits of TikTok for hours, but you should. But I can't like measure that. Streams is one, but streams also, I don't measure metrics. Really, it's your core engagement. Because if you have 50 good fans, which is really nice for Buffalo, I'll tell you right now, I've worked a lot of shows. 50 core fans who will buy your tickets is very nice in Buffalo. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If you have 50 core fans and you could build upon that, where your next show turns into 60, turns into 75, I can work with that. If you have at least, I tell people at least 45 minutes of live music, and you know your music, like you don't need any backing tracks. You might have a band, but you don't necessarily need one. I can work with that. Like we can improve upon that. But what I can't do for somebody is put you on a stage with 3 songs, put you out here and you don't know your lyrics, put you out here and you have 10 fans.
You only got 3 songs on YouTube.
That's not even a set.
One video, you swear.
I was about to say one video.
You swear you lit.
And you don't even, to me, you don't even need a video, because that will come. That will be part of a whole rollout marketing. Like we can tweak that. Because even FMP does have a video right now, but we have 2 working. I don't need that. But what I do need is a core engagement. Like you do need a core engagement. That is so fucking important, because I can develop you. Like I do some artist development. Like we can work on this. I can give you tools. Max is also very good. My business partner, shout out to him. Like we can work, but you do need certain core elements, and that core fan base is like huge, bro. It is so huge.
Yeah, man. It's so underappreciated. And it's like on the I want to say independent side of it. It's just like when you cultivate that core, you ain't got to really worry about mass appeal, because you have 50, 100 people who will buy everything you do.
What do you mean you don't have to worry about mass appeal? You want to get bigger and grow as an artist?
Yeah,
You do, but if you spend your whole time worrying about the masses off the bat, you will not grow.
Yeah, see, there's a
you will
difference
not grow.
between not needing mass appeal and worrying about it the whole time.
Yeah.
it's the difference between setting the trend and being the trend, or like riding the wave or setting the wave. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you that dude, if you go to a party and you know 50 people is gonna follow you wherever you go, people gonna be like, yo, who is this? Who's bruh? Other people just gonna start moving. The next thing you know, everybody's like, yo, who is this? Versus somebody like, yo, everybody, yo, follow me. Yo, it's about to be lit over here. Da, da, da. It's like, you ain't got to do none of that when you got your
Bro, I
your
don't
core.
like the examples you be using.
I agree with him. That was a bad example because although both are different, I see your point. Both of them could equally be beneficial to the person. Like it's all very like per artist and per person. Because I could sit here and give examples, but I don't want to throw anybody on the spot of like people who do that, who do get shows. I won't say concerts because concerts and shows are very different to me. Who do get shows, but there's also people who don't do that who also get shows, and both are doing, let's say, the same venues or same bills. So like in a place like Buffalo, you could do both and get somewhere. But on a mass scale, like if you're in a bigger city, you definitely don't want to be that dude who's just like always on his phone, like, yo, this shit's about to take off, this shit's lit, because people can see that.
It reminds me, like how I'm trying to describe it is like, it reminds me of the dude who does the festival once a year, does one festival once a year versus the person who packs out an intimate club and does 30 dates.
That festival bag's better. Huh? That festival bag's better though.
That one a year? The one you might get?
But if you're talking off your logic where you are getting that one a year and you're doing that festival crowd, that is better. That is better.
I disagree.
Oh, so why are you saying the exposure is better?
I'm saying the exposure is better and that quick hit because you're not busting it down between venues, merch sales, merch cuts, and everything. That bag is bigger and your engagement is bigger. That core fan base and artist development is crucial and it is good. It is very good.
But it may not even convert.
What, the festival?
Yeah, it's a good chance it won't convert.
It also, yeah, that's true. That is true. Trust me. But you don't necessarily have to convert it because if you still convince those promoters to bring you back the next year, at some point it will click. It will. A perfect example of that is M Trippy, who had the earlier set at like 2, did no engagement, just went out there, performed. He had the energy though. Rolling Loud or Coachella, I can't remember who, brought him back the next year, gave him like a 8 o'clock slot. Now he is on a 30-date headlining tour for a very, I think, smallish venue, like maybe 500 to 1,000 people. So it's like you don't have to choose. You do not have to choose. And I feel like that's like where people in the music business fuck up, where it's like you got to be independent or you got to be mainstream, where it's like you do not have to choose. You can take one route to lead to the other one.
The reason what gets me is like I feel like it's the industry is very much pay to play.
It is, yes.
So I feel like, okay, boom, you pay to get on the festival bill. Boom, you make that happen. You possibly can generate fans and hope to one day be able to do a 30-day run. Yeah. Versus somebody who cultivates that. They may not get that festival look, but they could sustain their life creating art.
But me and you also know
30 days.
Because you were in management, me and you also both know that pay to play doesn't always have to mean money. It could just mean your social currency, your social connections. And you're making that face because you know it's true. You know it's very true.
It is, but it's like...
So who's to say if you don't want to pay to play, but you want to take that independent route, and your manager is somebody who's connected, and he can put you on that festival bill, that makes you grow, and you guys are losing essentially nothing. So the risk is not really there, besides maybe your manager's personal connection, that giving your artist 30 minutes at 2 o'clock isn't going to do shit for this festival. It's not going to hurt us. Somebody might not engage with you, but that's not going to hurt us. I'm just throwing you a fucking favor.
I feel like it hurts. It's more harmful, like
to the artists.
No, like social currency in that sense. Okay. It's more harmful to your currency if I say if I do you this favor and you flop.
But what's a flop? How are you judging a flop? If you such as M Trippy, if you go out there, your energy is on point. You're treating this show that nobody's paying attention to you, like you're Travis Scott in a stadium, and you're putting out that energy. who's to say you're a flop? Because you're getting
niggas be ass.
because you're getting the footage. You're getting the footage.
Nice.
You're getting the live rehearsal time. You're getting the connections. Your manager is putting you on. It might not take, but you're still gaining things and you're losing nothing if we're talking the social route. Now, if we are talking the real pay to play, yeah, we just threw this money and you didn't do what you're supposed to do technically by not getting engagement. But that's a different conversation.
And that person flopping on that favor to favor of social currency isn't really a factor because that person owed you a favor.
Yeah, that's
so the back
not a
end
flop.
of what happened from that flavor or that flop, that doesn't affect your social currency with that person.
That's like I have such like a art like a purist artful like mindset when it comes to certain shit, and it's just like if this person doesn't care about the art or isn't creative enough, it's just like.
But that's where who's to say they don't care though? If you agree to take this festival, because as managers we both know we can't force you to do anything. Mm-hmm. If you still agree to take this 2:00 time slot and go here, and I tell you, hey, full transparency, these people don't really know you, they might not give a fuck about you, but if you go out here and treat it like they do, some might come from this. Like, who's to say we're losing anything? Who's to say like any of that? Like, just go out there and do shit.
The compromise.
It is the compromise, and I can see both sides. Like, we could go back and forth all day.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about the music is it's like you can choose a path.
Yeah, and no path is necessarily a flop. Don't let anybody tell you shit's a flop. Don't let anybody's opinion kill you. Like, this shit is very much DIY, do it yourself.
Bro, if you came in this game and you're able to make people know your name, you know what I'm saying? You're able to do something for yourself and you can sustain your life, bro, you won, bro.
It's a fact.
You won. Yeah. There's so many people who made it to the MTVs and they fell back to nothing, and they did it for a year. Mm-hmm. But you're able to sustain creating the art and just doing what you love, bro. You won, bro. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Yo, this question just came to my head because we talked about it on the Two and the Cooler episode. I'm curious what you think. What era has the most one-hit wonders in hip hop?
Oh shit, dude.
80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s.
Bro, right now, because anybody can make music and anybody can send it to a streaming.
Right now, like, give me a time period.
Like 2010 to like now, because you can go to Best Buy, you can get a laptop, you can get a mic, you can get all this shit. Go sit in your room, YouTube, Drake beats, whatever you want to do, record over that shit, send it out to a DSP. You do not need a label, you don't need any backing. Throw that shit up on TikTok maybe, and that shit could pop.
SoundCloud.
I am so deep in the music TikTok that it's insane, bro. I just get snippets over and over and over, and then like 2 months go by, and this fucker's got like 500,000 streams in like 2 months and like crazy monthly listeners. Like, it's so easy to pop right now, and then just like get a small little distribution, and then you're like, you know, doing your little 10 city shows where like now you're an artist, even though you're not, but you're an artist. Like, it's so easy right now to like make a lane where it would have to be right now. It would have to be.
What's considered a hit too, though? That's important.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Today's
like,
time, yeah, that's a good.
A hit now is very hard to measure when numbers are all over the place. Like, you got people like Doja Cat doing like 80,000. You got people like Drake still doing like 400,000 a week. Like, it's very hard to classify what a hit is and like who's doing truly well based on numbers. So like, I think it's fully based on like, I guess, engagement, which is still numbers. But if you're crossing like,
then the influence of the song,
yeah, and
like
the influence,
where you hear it at, how much you hear it,
exactly. So like, if you're popping on TikTok, like even if you're not getting those Spotify streams or like Billboard charting, whatever, like you still technically caught a hit to me because like you're all over TikTok. You know what I mean?
Or viral.
Yeah, you're viral. Like, you caught a viral hit, not like an old fashioned hit in the sense where like Pump It Up or some shit like that.
Joe.
Shout out to the JVP.
But I think that's a good answer because that takes us into like the definition of a hit has changed, and there's a different form of a hit now. There's the viral hit. There's a social media hit. It's not just the mainstream radio hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm thinking so many people paid, or I ain't gonna say paid. So many people signed that major deal to have that quote unquote hit. And the just the name of it itself, the fame of what it means to be played on the radio. I've known, I think, who was it? P and Coach K was talking about, it's like every time they had a number one hit, that's $250,000.
That shit costs.
It's $250,000 to radio.
I think Dolph was saying that first. Dolph.
Possibly, yeah. But it's like that's just for radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep that shit in rotation. So it's like it's costly.
And that shit comes out of your marketing budget technically. So it's like, is it really worth it at this point? If you can catch a viral hit for free and not have to deal with a label where they're gonna take it out of your advance and back in, like, you might as well chase that viral. Like, just chase the viral. Don't chase a conditional radio hit, because you really don't need it. You do not need it.
See, even that term right there, chase the viral hit, it that hurts me here.
Bro, first of all, you don't want to know.
Twing is a little twing.
You don't want to know, because I've had these like viral arguments / like get on TikTok / use your social media more with all of my artists basically, and it's like always like this fight, like this real fight. I'm not team TikTok, but at the same time,
I feel like that's the best social media platform for artists, music.
It is, because it's so easy and it's so simple to just like, again, like I said, boost your monthly streams by 250,000, and it takes what, like three 10-second clips that you throw out once a day to just break the algorithm.
3 10-second clips, arguably 15 to 30 minutes to create each one.
It seems like a no-brainer, but I can see how artists would be like, I'm not trading my creativity and integrity
when you add
for
it up,
some
because
shit.
that 15 to 30 minutes for those 3 clips, that's anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour or to an hour and a half of them. It's real work.
It is. It's
real work.
Is.
Like keeping up with the social media algorithms and all that stuff. It's not fun.
No.
And that's where a lot of artists like fall behind, is because there's some artists who may not be as talented as them, but they're willing to. They're gonna post 10
how
times.
bad do you want it?
That's also an argument.
If you're not actively doing anything on social media, you're not actively like every day trying to figure something out to where you're getting on or growing your music, why wouldn't you try the route that your manager is offering to you if you're not doing shit else?
That's my argument, but again, I'm not here to like babysit or like force somebody to do anything they do not want to do. Like, we'll figure out a different way at some point. So I'll just keep doing my job, you keep doing yours, and we'll revisit this conversation in 6 months probably, but we'll see what happens.
Let's see if we go anywhere. It's some sacrifices that we gotta measure out. Who was the first group that you started working with, and then how did you know you could like help others too?
I started with FMP because, like I said, I founded their group. They're all like my very good friends, like literally for like 20 plus years. So those are basically my brothers at this point.
You went to Canisius?
I did not. I went to Joe's actually.
Well, at least you didn't go to PA.
Hater. He's a hater.
That.
He's a hater, guys.
So I started out with them, and I've done a lot of shows. Like, I know people might not think about it because, like you said, if you're behind the scenes, you would never know. I've done a lot of shows at this point. I've read so many agreements, so many contracts. I've booked so much. Like, I very much have a system. I know what to do at this point. Like, not even just being cocky. Like, I just know what I'm doing. So I figured take my connections that I've finally built up and like my own personal brand, and just start applying that to different people with different music and different formulas, and seeing what happens. So far, it's worked pretty good with Pro Social. I've gotten him several gigs that he's yet to do. It's only been like our first like 6 months working together. Spacebound has a Town Ballroom show coming up that I got them.
I peeped that. I was excited to see that.
Very big for them. I don't think they've ever actually done like a real like headlining concert besides for Rec Room, which those are a whole different thing.
I don't want to go into politics about that.
I don't either, but
but I would.
I don't think a show should start at 7 and probably end at 10, so you can turn your venue back into a club. That's just me, but it's whatever.
Let alone with censorship.
With censorship and only allowing certain. We don't have to get into it.
Please. Let's avoid this.
But yeah, so I just took that formula and I just applied it to other artists and just kind of tweaking it on what they need and like where they're at in their career. Because me and Max do still do artist development. We do still like listen to people's ideas and kind of try to work for you. Like, I'm very much a very laid back manager. Like, I do not make a move unless you want to do it. I might scout moves for you. I might pitch your name out there, but I'm not like, yo, you need to do this. Yo, let's get on this. Yo, this is this week. Let's do this. Like, no, I'm very much like, yo, I got this. This is what they're paying. This is what they're offering. what do you guys want to do? You want to do this? All right, let me see what I can get for you. And then just going from there and just letting it kind of stack up, which is how you see like FMP go on these summer runs. Like it's just me basically reaching out and planning shit out way in advance that they don't even think about. But you just tweak that. Like you literally just tweak that. Like for instance, Dion and Vaughn, they're very early in their careers. Like they're putting out singles. They're getting ready to like do a whole rollout. So with them, I wouldn't go out there and book you a show. Like you're not ready. But I will help you get your numbers up and fix your rollouts so that you can get that show. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's very much just like learning what each artist needs and kind of going from there.
I'm laughing because I'm just thinking, and when you, in terms of like, I don't want to say fixing their rollout, you said like getting that ball rolling. Is that mostly just social media engagement?
No, bro. Like I think we're the only ones who like still do a full rollout. Like for instance, I'll use 777 for an example. Like we came up to you guys, we went on News 4, we did a whole album release show at Town Ballroom, like with a full 777 set design. Like that is a rollout. Like that is very much a rollout. You're getting singles, you're getting clips, you're getting skits, you're getting promo, you're getting different news outlets, you're getting coverage, a rollout, not just, yo, I'm dropping this song tomorrow, make sure you guys pre-save. Like yes, that does count as a rollout, but that's not like a full marketing rollout. Like you're not wisely using your time. So that's like the difference to me.
Valid. No, super valid. And it's like, the rollout is a lost art in the day where music is just uploaded. However many million songs are uploaded every day.
Bro, I love a fucking rollout. Let me tell you.
Too.
I love a rollout.
Party, bro. I love y'all rollout.
I love a rollout, bro. Billboards, fucking themed shit. Like I love a rollout, bro.
What's your favorite rollout, either of all time or like past 10 years?
I know what you're gonna say already.
Tyler Creator's Igor rollout was very good to me. Igor, his Call Me If You Get Lost, like all that shit, like that. To me, he is like the pinnacle of what an artist should strive to be. Like from his rollouts to his set design to how he gets into a character, which you don't need to do. You can just stay yourself. But a lot of artists are getting into a character now to kind of move around that whole like you've changed up your sound criticism that artists get. But shit like that, bro, I love shit. I love that shit. I live for that shit.
That's just
before a FMP show, you can find me watching the Call Me If You Get Lost like tour shit on Amazon Prime, bro. Like that shit gets me ready, dog.
Y'all had the painted the jumpsuits. I wanted one of them jumpsuits. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, set design.
I'd be forcing them to fucking bring them joints out, bro. I think we're retiring them. I ain't gonna hold you. We're doing a festival soon, our own festival, so we're thinking of that shit. I'll sell you one. You want that joint?
We'll talk.
Oh, what's your favorite rollout though?
Honestly, in like the past has been The Weeknd, the After Hours.
Also very good.
He stayed in character for like a year and a half.
Very fun. Yeah.
It was like a 3. It was like kind of like a trilogy, like the After Hours.
I think it is a trilogy.
Yeah. So, bro, he stayed in character that whole time, like literally a fake character having surgery.
Shit was good
throughout the albums. And it's just like, yo, and from set design to the moon, the red moon on the stage, to the sonically it's staying on point and on brand. Like he had the costume uniform type shit. Bro, it was extremely well thought out. All the visuals was fire. Like I was like, that's how you present art.
Facts.
I thought you was gonna say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
The only reason I want to say that was because it was so much hype. It was the hype was the rollout. It was like, oh my god, he has Rihanna. Oh my god, he has.
It was John very Legend. Much like so and so's in Hawaii for the session. Like that was
the rollout, which is like, oh, okay. But My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was my favorite short film. Like
it's a very good one.
That was my favorite musical short film.
I don't think I really have one. I like the what was the when they were doing the Good Fridays? That was the rollout to Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
So I would say that one. I fucked those the Good Fridays.
Them shits were good too. Back when good music was a thing.
That's a fact. Now we just got free music.
Donda is one too. I like the Donda rollout, even though it was like super sporadic and all over the place.
That was the stadium. The stadium release album release parties is crazy.
Which is recording in the
in the locker room.
He was recording.
Yeah. and just
Making
recording
everybody
Twitter.
wear all black and a fucking bulletproof vest. That shit was hard.
Nah, that was tough. That was definitely
Kanye crazy as
super
hell.
tough, man. So boom, you start managing FMP. You got these multiple artists, and you noticing like you got this skill set. What was something that you had no idea like would come with the managing part of an artist?
In terms of like what? In terms of like a negative aspect or like something just unexpected? Like
something
what?
that totally unexpected. It could be negative shit. It could be positive.
It's a lot of work. Like it is truly like a lot of work. Like it is a lot of like planning in advance. It is a lot of staying on top of like shit that people might not even thinking about. Like we're in like what, like October 13th, 12th. I'm in December right now. To be honest, I'm in March because we're planning a festival. Like I'm in March. Like that is how far ahead I am. And like they're probably not even thinking about that. Like they should be because I gave them some tasks, but like they're not thinking about that shit. Like they're thinking about we got to show the 22nd. I'm thinking about we got to show the 22nd, but also like this festival. Like what are we doing? So just like shit like that, like making sure you're on top of everything and like every little detail of like, all right, 22nd, we're doing this. This is your set time. This is how much we're getting paid. This is what time you got to be there. This is what you need to bring. This is where we're at. Following week, this is where we're at. Like just like, I guess time management, bro. Like it is time a lot. It is a lot, bro. Like I'm going from Spacebound to FMP to Spacebound to Pro Social. Like it's a lot.
No, I believe I know. I've dabbled in day-to-day management all around, and it's not for the faint of heart.
Tour managing's fun though. That's fun.
That's a fact.
When you all get in a van and go somewhere to play a show and you just wilding out for a weekend, that's fun.
Yeah, and making sure like that's probably like one on my list. That's on my bucket list. Is like that's something I'm going to do.
TM,
huh?
Tour manage.
Yeah,
very fun.
For sure. That's gonna happen. Like it's in the works.
Yeah. Soon, huh?
So, what would you say is like as a manager? What's the one thing like you want to hold your hat on? It's like, okay, boom. Regardless of like how you moving as an artist, like if you come with like you rock with me, I'm gonna make sure you get this.
I'm very much like, don't burn any bridge. Like I'm very much like, if you hate this show, if nobody shows up, like if they did us dirty, like we are going to do what we need to do. I will fight for you behind the scenes, make sure you get paid, make sure you get whatever you need. But like we are not burning any bridges. Like if you hear about FMP, you don't really hear anything bad about us. Like we do our job, we show up. Make sure like our business is on point. I do not believe in like burning any bridges with anybody because social currency is very important in this game.
Absolutely. And
that's something that a lot of people will not tell you. But like that is something I am very, very firm on. Like you do not like something, cool. Tell me in private, publicly, put on that face. I'll fight for you behind the scenes and let's get the fuck out of here. But do not burn any bridges.
And why is not burning bridges so important to you?
Because you never know where people are gonna end up in a year, bro. Like you never know. Like you never know. Like there's venues who are doubling back to me now. Like yo, we didn't know you guys were like this good. We didn't know you guys were gonna be this big. Like we didn't know
the price is up.
Yeah, it's like okay, like I still like you guys, like we'll still do this, but yeah, the price is increased. Like I'm not dropping my price just because now you want to make this work. Like no, like we're cool, but now it's business. Like we could have been friends and cool, like my relationship with Town Ballroom, but that's not it. So now it's like this is the price, this is what we're doing. If you don't want to do it, come holler at me in another year. I'll make some time, but the price will be up again. So you see what I'm saying? But like you don't want to just be like, nah, fuck you. Like you didn't want me then. You're not getting us now.
Yeah.
Like, I would never do that.
No, that's smart. That's smart. And it was like, especially with the Town Ballroom situation, because so many local artists have been trying to knock down that wall.
Yeah.
What was successful in your approach that was had you be able to successfully do that?
Shout out Max. The whole Town Ballroom partnership was like his idea. Like he started that. I can never take credit for that. That was him. Long story short, I'm like genuinely friends with their general manager. Like I don't want to blast her or anything. I don't want to put her information out there, but I'm genuinely friends with her. Like real friendship. Like I could call her right now and ask questions, hang out, like whatever it may be. which is why when you see us doing like a lot of DJ shows, like that festival we did out in like Flemingale, where it was like all like EDM or like jam band house, and you like look and free music parties on there, like randomly some hip hop group, like that's because I'm genuinely friends with this person who like has these connections, and she knows we do good business also, and she knows how variety talented these guys are. It's like, yeah, we're friends, let's hang out, and also I can pay you guys to play music, so you guys should come out and do this festival. And I'm like, I can't argue that. So that's how that came about. Like, she's a very good friend of mine and very dope person. And anything I bring to her, if I want to bring it through there, she's normally very like good about it and like getting back to me and finding dates. Especially as like the industry starts to go back up, like post COVID, and rollouts start to come out and shit. Dates are hard to get, bro. Like hard to get. So she fought to get Spacebound in there, which shout out to her for that. Like I was texting her every day. She's like, I'm clearing dates right now. Like, I got you. Like, give me like 3 more days. Like, I got you. And she made it happen. So shout out to her.
I'm really excited to see that show because I tell them, I've said it on this podcast multiple times, they had that backyard show that they did.
Main Street Blowout?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, I'm watching it on my phone like, yo, what is this? And I'm like, there's no reason I shouldn't be there. And I'm like, I know what they're capable of.
Nah,
exactly.
Yeah, I fuck with them.
Yeah,
y'all announced the
I
date
know
for
what
it
they're
already?
capable of.
Yeah, it's next week Saturday.
Okay.
Spacebound?
Yeah, 21st.
21st, yeah.
That's all right. Get your tickets.
Definitely get your tickets. I think they're running low. I don't really know. That's another thing that I'm not.
Let me make sure I get mine.
Micromanaging on is ticket sales. You do your job, I do mine.
I'll make sure I get them.
But yeah, man, those are the homies. They're very, very good. Very good at what they do.
Outside of being a producer and like making music prior to like managing, was there what contributed to your education? Because like you really got to know
what I'm doing. Yeah. Man, I study a lot, like a lot. Contracts, agreements, how certain people blew up, the routes certain people took, what managers did, the risks they took, the risks they say not to take. I'm very much like a learner, bro. Like very much. Every like few months to a year, I'll read a book that every artist should read called Everything You Ever Need to Know About the Music Industry.
We've all read it.
You should read that. You should always refresh. If you don't know something, you should go back and read. There's always like new editions coming out like every like 3 or 4 years or something, or 5 years. You should always pick it up, reread it. Even if you might know that shit, refresh yourself. Learn, just watch what artists say, watch what the people in the back might say, label execs, managers, consultants, all that shit. Like you should just learn. 'Cause besides managing, I do consult. Obviously, you guys see me concert manage, artist manage, tour manage, like whatever you need to do that will help you grow as an artist. I probably have some kind of base knowledge in. I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but some kind of base knowledge where like, you want to do this? All right, this is what I know. Let's try it. And if it fails, it fails. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But just studying, bro. Studying so much. Shit's crazy.
Nah, that's what's up.
So there's many aspects to managing. Like there's a tour manager, there's a
day-to-day manager, there's a tour manager, and there's a general manager.
Okay.
So technically, I am general manager of Free Music Party, the label, and I am manager of Free Music Party.
Okay.
And then if they have a concert, I'd act as concert manager or showrunner. I don't need to do all that, but that's just how it's worked out for us. So, and then
now,
Max.
do you plan to ever bring somebody else on board to help you with all of that?
Not from Buffalo, because nobody knows what they're doing. Not to shade anybody and not to diss anybody, but nobody's like where we're at. I feel like if they are, they're probably above us. You know what I mean? Right. Like the DJs, the Chads, the people of that. And shout out to DJ. It's like my mentor, my big brother. I talk to him pretty often if I don't know anything, and he's always answered me.
Shout out to DJ.
But yeah, I would love to expand because, like I said, there's a lot of shit on my plate and a lot of shit on Max's plate. But I don't have the time to kind of train anybody, and it's very hard to like train somebody on the fly in the job. Like it's a very stressful situation. Like I will never downplay that. Like it is all fun, but if you do see me at Town Ballroom with the earpiece and the fucking AirPod like running around, bro, like there's a lot happening.
Yeah, I remember I was in when I was working with Love, and we had the one it was a listening party, and I was running around like this. D-Jack was like general managing, and I was like day to day, and I'm like, and like people I know coming to me, yo, bro, what's good? And I'm just like I can't even
you
like,
can't,
I can barely
bro. Like,
say what up, and it's just like, bro, I have like 7 things I gotta do.
Like
right
you're
now.
working, like it's generally like a job, and I'd be like trying to tell people that we're like, they're like, I'm coming to the show for you, or like I'm coming to the show to like say what's up, and I'm like, I'll say what's up if I see you, but like I can't stay and talk, and they think it's like a shade or like I'm like,
you be acting funny.
yeah,
it's
but it's like in reality,
bro,
like these niggas just texted me like their guest list. I'm upstairs in the green room trying to like talk, and now I got to run downstairs and run somebody a ticket, and then I got to run back up and make sure we're on schedule. I got to check in with the production manager, like, bro, like
The last thing I'm worried about is dapping you up.
yeah, like
Yo,
like I'm genuinely working right now,
I
bro.
gotta make sure Eddie Blanco is sneaking behind there trying to smoke his bogey.
Yeah, bro, like
Eddie he
Eddie,
has to be on stage.
Eddie
in
gone somewhere.
5 minutes.
I don't know where Eddie is. Eddie always disappearing, so I don't know where he at, bro.
Yo,
Like
it's real, bro. Like,
and it's 5 of them. Like it's genuinely 5 of them. And on
like-
show days when we're like a full staff, like there's like 10 of us, bro. Like I'm responsible for 10 people, including myself. Like that,
being in the
it's
right
a lot,
place
bro.
at the right time. Like,
Now, do you think you being so close with them and y'all being like brothers and friends, does that make it easier or does
No.
that make it harder? At
No,
times?
bro. We have a legitimate HR department, bro. Like we like it's very much like we're all friends, like we're all trying to like hear each other out, but like sometimes shit gets heated. Sometimes people feel like their ideas aren't listened to because we're very much like a democracy. We all have our job titles because we are a real company, but like we all have equal shares and like it's very much an equal voting process and shit. Like nobody just like will wake up tomorrow and be like, yo, I changed the Free Music Party Instagram page, by the way. Like, this is the new name. Like, we take, like, all shit serious. But no, we have an HR department. And we will, like, he will sit us down and be like, all right, guys, let's not let this happen. This was said. You know, explain your points, apologize. And you're on probation. Like, we very much have an HR department. So it's...
That's hilarious, but it's important, though.
yo, it's
that shit is
vital.
that shit is real. Like, it is genuinely
vital.
real, bro. Like... And shout out to him. It's actually Alex Live. He takes his job very seriously. Every morning he'll send his HR text, which is basically like if we were a corporation in an office, it'd be like a good morning email.
He do make a good
It's
HR.
very much like
Alex
he's
make
very
it-
serious. It's very much like good morning, guys. I'm looking at our applications for our interns. Like anybody need anything? Have a good day. Check in with Kay for this. Like it's very much like we are very. I don't want to say corporate because like we are friends and like. Obviously you see us like we're very chill people,
Y'all running like a business.
but it is
How you
very
should,
much a
yeah.
business. Like it is very much a business. Like we do treat it very seriously. Like we do basically have employees underneath us now. Like you always see our same merch guy. Like you'll see our same staff running around or like
Shout out to the
chilling with
guys.
us. Like we very much have like a team, and that team is very well ran basically right now. And parts for me and parts from Alex Live being HR and just everybody like being on their jobs. So that shit's tough. That shit's funny though.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. I feel like when people start
Hey,
taking
Kimon,
their
you trying to be head of HR? Yeah, it's probably not gonna work.
That's the thing though. Like you gotta you gotta listen. That's the thing. Like we all know, like we're very much all like working towards the same mission, the same goals, and like we have been doing this for 6 years. Like we have only grown. So like we all know, like at the end of the day, we are a team. Like we are very much a team. Like if I make it, you're coming with me. Like there's no like fuck you, fuck this. Like nobody has ever like woken up and be like, fuck Free Music Party, I'm done. Like that's never happened. I don't think it ever will happen. People have woken up and been like, yo, I don't like the way you did this, or left a group chat or something, but that's like a timeout. But there's never been like a I'm done. And thankfully, like nobody's that extreme. We've never gotten to that point. And we do have an HR in case that ever happens.
that's a blessing, dog. For sure. Man. So Free Music Party, the label,
The label.
do y'all have separate contracts for each artist individually as well as the group? And
We've toyed with that. So nobody in FMP is under contract. That is, we are all, because we are friends, it is all a verbal agreement. And that's not to say like we don't take those serious. Like it is a verbal agreement. Like I am general manager. I get paid for things. I do have an agreement. Kevin is, head of music or like directs our shows, writes our shows. Like that is very much his job. So in terms of like the label, it's just we all release under Free Music Party. Like we all, I don't even tell them when to release. Like I am very much general manager in terms of like, I guess scheduling and finance and like just making sure shit is flowing as it should, and like nobody's kind of stepping on each other, so to say. But no, they are all very much individuals. They drop when they want to drop. They have their own ideas and creativity, and if they need something, they come to Max for me, and that's very much like what it is.
No.
So everybody's their own person. So if somebody did want to leave FMP, there are things that need to happen, but it wouldn't be like rip up this contract.
Meet me out behind the shed, buddy.
Fight all of us to get out this joint.
If you make it out, you can get out. But nah, man, like that's one thing. Like I was happy to see y'all evolve and grow, and it's just like it's
insane, bro. Like when I really like, I don't think a lot of us think about it too much because we're like very like chill, humble, like just go about our lives, people. But like when you really think about like the shit that we've done or like what our friends are doing like internally in the group, like it does feel not real sometimes, bro. Like if I open up my phone, we're on the Spotify playlist, like. How? Like when? If I look at our phone, like I'm planning a festival for these dudes. Like how? When? Kevin's going on an international tour. Like how? Like it's very like surreal, and we just do not talk about it at all internally. Like I will reveal that we do not talk about it. It's so weird, bro.
It's smart. Like
I don't know if it's smart or like this like.
I see. It's like
Isn't that normally how it is though? Like when you're in the moment, you're on
you
the
don't
grind.
realize you're in the
like
moment.
Every day you're doing something to work towards this thing, so you don't really have time to be talking about what we did 2 months ago.
Yeah, bro, it's weird. Like somebody might send a text like every now and then, and be like, "Yo, I'm going to Europe," and we're all like, "Oh, yo, that's crazy, dope," blah blah blah, and then like nobody will talk about it or think about it ever again. And then we'll all be together at like a show, and so we're like, "Yo, how's the European tour?" And we'll all be like, "Oh yeah, bro, you did go to Europe." Like, oh shit, yeah. And like it's just like shit like that is crazy. Like it's literally crazy. Like we'll all just be chilling, be like, "Yo, are we still on that Spotify playlist?" And then just bring it up like, "Oh yeah, we are." Cool. Fine. And then just go back to like some random conversation that we're having as friends. Like it's so weird, bro.
Because I feel like when you treat it like it's normal, it's like.
But it's not normal though. Like that's like it's
a new normal. When I make it okay, because it's like if I focus on it too much, then it's like once it slips or I'm gonna feel devastated. Versus when I was like, for me, it's like, no, that's what's supposed to happen because I'm pretty fucking dope, and like we put in a lot of work, and yes, we're supposed to be the best podcast in the town. Like, yeah, and it's like I don't trip off of it, but it's just like I still get used to when like certain things happen. I'm like, oh shoot, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but it's like, nah, yeah, that makes sense.
Weird. So you never feel that like surreal feeling? You never like get taken out of the moment and just be like, yo, that shit really just happened. Like you don't, to you it's just like that shit was supposed to happen because we're that dope.
Not because we're that dope, but because I've had enough sleepless nights of trying to make this thing work.
I got you. That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I put in so much work to the point where I thought it was going for nothing, and it's like, damn, Joe, do I want to keep doing this? And then you get a reminder where it's like, oh, wait, that's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I've been putting in this work, and okay, bet. I keep moving. I still go into places and people like will stare at me, and it's like not say nothing. They just look, just like, and I feel it's so
no, that
awkward,
shit's weird.
bro.
That shit's weird. They're like,
yo,
are you part of the Free Music Party? I'm like, oh, you're like, yeah,
you got me.
Like, where's this going?
Bro, it's weird with the podcast because people don't say nothing.
Yeah,
they'll just look, and then it's just like, what up? Oh yeah, what's good, bro? Like, and I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? And then later they'll come back maybe like 5-10 minutes later. Yo, bro, you got the podcast? I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Like, thank you for watching. Thank you. But it's interesting. And it's like I feel like that's something I'll never get used to.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's
but it's just
weird.
like I understand the gravity of the work I put in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But it's when you look at, because we talked about this in our last podcast, it's like when you look at the Buffalo scene, why do you think it's the lack of managers and the structure around the art?
So everybody wants to be a front man. It's so simple. Everybody wants to be the rapper. the rapper, dressed like a rapper, imaged like a rapper, changed like a rapper. Everybody wants to be the rapper. Like there's a saying, like the rappers want to be the athletes want to be the rappers.
That's a fact.
Nobody wants to be the manager. Who wants to say, yo, I want to get yelled at, or yo, I want to be in the back room? Like,
I'm the one who wants to not get credit.
yeah, like who wants to do that? And that's fully understandable. Like I'm not knocking anybody for that. Like that is fully understandable. There's a point in time when I wanted to be the front man too. Like I wanted to be the one who was seen. So I think it's very much that. And then once you pass that hurdle, then it's very much like people not knowing what they're doing. And that's not a knock because like you do have to learn on the job. I learned on the job. But I think it's just like one, wanting to be the front man, and then two, how am I going to be a manager? Like, what does that mean? Like, what is a manager? Like when people say like, yo, I'm a manager, it's like, what does that mean though?
Yeah, most people have no idea.
No idea like what you do or what that means. Like, okay, so like I book my own shows. Like I already do that. So I'm a manager now. It's like, well, no, you're a booker. So,
Yo, people who think managers are just supposed to book your shows,
you're not actually, as a manager,
That's
you're not
literally not
a
your
booker.
job.
I am an anomaly. Because I have built up that social currency where I can call up a venue. That is different. I am not a booker.
rare.
Very rare. Very rare. That is why artists have like multiple people on their teams. You have your general manager, you have your tour manager, you have your booker, you have your secretary. Like you have a team. Me and Max just happen to be like a one-stop shop.
Are all those roles necessary though? If
Very
you can
much.
Yeah.
As you grow, very, very much, bro.
Really?
You have a business
For
manager
real.
and you have tour manager, you have a general manager. You need all three of those.
'Cause I'm
They can be the
honestly
same
asking,
person
Why can't the manager just be responsible for booking as well? Honest question.
because
Like you said, if you have the social currency to be able to pick up the phone,
but it's different. It's different because booking now is very much like Live Nation. To go through Live Nation, you basically need a label. You need a label, you need a distribution, you need somebody who is higher in that power. If FP blew up tomorrow and I called and was like, yo, I want to book a tour through 10 Live Nation venues, one, they're probably gonna say no, because I have no relation to them. They have no real gain from it. If they do say yes, we are going to pay. We are going to pay a lot of fucking money, like a lot of fucking money, and they're going to take a very big cut. So to circumvent that, you either go through a Live Nation booking agent who can get you better deals, maybe take out the merch cut, shit like that. Or you go through, some people have independent bookers who have kind of those back connections or can route you through independent venues where there's no real connection to Live Nation, so you can be good. But even that, like, it's tough. Like, it's very tough to be a manager who's working on, let's say, I don't know, some back project, like your album came out and he's checking your statistics, your numbers, and making sure like shit's trending, and then also call up 10 venues and 10 different states and be like, yo, do you have this date available? I got a tour coming through. It needs to be this date or this date. Can you check that? And then hanging up and being like, yo, I don't have confirmation yet, but we're coming through. I need this date in this city because I'm on a tour. Like, it's a very meticulous thing, and like,
So
you need
imagine
those
doing
connections.
that on top of the social media marketing, the strategic marketing, scheduling, along with
Day-to-day management.
day to day. Like,
Yo,
I gotta
can you-
make sure you get
yo,
to
can
your,
you pick
your
up my
hair appointment.
dog,
Can
yo?
you get my clothes. Yo, my mom is hitting me. She need a ride from the store. Like,
And like you said in the beginning, if it fuck up,
It's all
yeah, one
and
thing
if
drops. One thing drops.
yeah.
It's your fault. You
That's
didn't
why a
handle
lot
what
of
you said you
people
were gonna do.
have a manager and a tour manager, because you do not want to fuck up being a TM for your main artist. You will get fired so fucking quick, because tour manager is a whole different beast.
It's fun though. It's fun.
Depending on who you go on tour with, whole different beast. Like, you do not want to like try to take on more than you actually know or you're ready for, and like jump into tour managing, because that shit, you will be in Tennessee with $0 to your name, stressing the fuck out because your merch cut is now bigger than your thoughts. You guys might not even have gas money to get to your next stop. Like, you do not want to play that game. So it's better to send a TM who knows what they're doing, who has had like time and space to like grow as a TM, instead of like being a general manager and a TM, because you can't master one thing when you're splitting focus between it. It's very hard. So that's why as you grow, you want your team to like expand. So that's basically a short form. And I'm not a booking agent. Again, I can book you in Buffalo and a couple other cities. But primarily, I'm not a booking agent. I will not be booking tours.
Nah, bro, that's different.
There's a lot of shit. Like, there's a lot of background to the music business that I know, like, a lot of people don't think of or even, like, know about. Like, it is very much like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I'm aware of the fact that there's different roles. I just think that when an artist is at a certain level, I don't think that they just necessarily be worrying about, or it should be a case of, hey, I need this person to be the secretary, this person to do booking, da-da-da. If I have a person who's knowledgeable in all of these aspects, but I don't have the money to do all this, why can't he be my booking agent, do the social media, and be my manager? If he's willing to help and he can do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do now.
Then we want to have other people.
Yeah, that's what I do now for basically all my artists. But if, like, say, like, if F&P were to grow even a little bit more, Max and I would have to bring in somebody else. We would have to. Like, I'm willing to admit that. Whether it probably won't be a booking agent because F&P is a very different beast. But it would probably be like a social media manager or something like that, which is what we had, and we're now looking for a new one. But shit like that. It is a very much like grow your team as you grow, which is why, like, if you don't need a manager, you're not ready for a manager, you should not be looking for one because you're just gonna split your profits. I don't know any manager who's out here working for free, because it is a lot of shit and a rough job. Like, you don't want to just be working for free unless you truly believe in somebody and they are doing everything they need to do, where, like, in a year your position will be different, which that's very hard to find right now. No manager's working for free, so you shouldn't be approaching your manager, and your manager shouldn't be trying to grow your team and split up your profits more if you're not ready for it.
Real rap.
Real spill.
Absolutely.
So we get into the top 5 segment. Top 5 segment, kind of self-explanatory. I was about to explain it, but I don't think I need to.
Okay.
Who are your top 5 most influential businessmen in music? All time. Your personal.
I'm going to cheat and group all the behind the guys of XO in one. This is not in any order, but just I'm going to group them in just from what they did with The Weeknd. Sal, Cash, and Lamar are very good at what they do. Very good. Yams, the whole F&P motto was based off of what ASAP Yams did, and he's very influential to just me and, like, I know, like, a lot of other people my age. Clancy, Tyler's manager, is a very good person to study. Chance's manager was very good in the early days. He was very good at breaking.
I studied him for a bit.
Yeah, breaking the mode of, like, major labels. He was very good at that. If you've never watched one of his sit downs, I think it's with, like, Complex, you should watch that. He's very good. He tells you exactly how he broke it and, like, his thought process and, like, how he grew Chance. He was basically like the A&R. He was the artist development, which was crazy. What I got? One more? Two more, I think. One more?
One more.
Damn. I don't even know who I would give that last one to. I guess I would say, like, Cole Bennett. I've watched Cole Bennett, like, grow Lyrical Lemonade over, like, 10 years. Like, when he first started Lyrical Lemonade, I was trying to model what I wanted to do after him, and obviously I didn't get there. Now I'm there with throwing shows and shit. But he was very, like, influential of, like, wanting to do what you wanted to do your way. So I would say, like, those 5 people. Also, shout out D-Jack. He's just, that's, like, my mentor. I didn't want to group him in there because I feel like that'd be crazy. But that he is, like, a really solid dude. And, like, if I called him right now, he'd probably answer, even in the wake of Wes's album probably about to drop.
You don't call him live on the podcast? Is that what you just said?
If you call him live on the podcast, I'm only gonna have to, like, tell him, like, how he's been supposed to be on this podcast multiple times.
he's probably busy, bro.
Like during our hiatus, like when we were building the studio, like he was like, yo, and then it just didn't happen. And then, like, before then, he was like, oh, I'm gonna let you know when it's ready. I'm gonna let you know. And then when he let us know, we weren't recording.
He's rarely in Buffalo. He tries to get out of Buffalo very quick when he's here. If I called him right now, he will probably tell me he's not in Buffalo.
Almost guarantee he's in New York.
New York or Atlanta.
Yeah, I was about to say Atlanta.
He tries to just stay in Atlanta if he can. So yeah, shout out to him. Very, very solid dude. I cannot speak highly enough of him. for sure. He's definitely helped me in my journey.
For sure. Same here. I don't think I have a top 5 managers though.
I didn't say managers.
I said business. Yeah.
Oh, business people.
Because when you were thinking of your fifth slot, you were looking at the wall, and I'm like, oh, he's about to say who I was about to say, or who would be in mine.
Nipsey.
Yeah.
So Nip.
Yeah.
That's kind of an obvious one for us.
Yeah, and it's like it's so hard to be like people like Nip. I look at them so much bigger than just business. You know what I'm saying? Like music, business, all of that. Like.
Killing me, bro.
Oh, my fault. Getting
Bro,
too philosophical.
It's not even that. Like we all do, but he's also a great businessman as one of his hats. So.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Great businessman. Like we can definitely throw Nip in there. Punch from TDE.
Fuck with that.
I always just like had so much respect for his ability to maintain integrity with the art.
Does he though?
Mm-hmm.
Who
Everybody at TDE seems real unhappy.
Do they drop trash?
That's not necessarily to him. As a label head, you set dates. Yeah, you can.
He says all the time. He says I don't stop y'all from releasing music. I just say when it's ready, it's gonna come out.
That's what you're supposed to say in the public, bro. As a label head, you definitely stop people from releasing music.
They let.
I mean, you both know
they
that.
They let Reason drop. And
what does his son do? Go and bash him, bro.
Well, that's a top dog.
How good was How good was it?
Still,
how good was
executive.
the project?
Reason's project? Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
What did you think? That's crazy.
I agree with their take. They said he sounded like a substitute teacher.
But also, as a label, they did not push him as they should have.
They definitely didn't. And even with what their formula is, they don't push heavy on the TDE side. They seek partnerships with RCA, Interscope, and they kind of use their budget to help their marketing machine for their artists.
That's not on the label. That's the artist.
Getting the partnership with the other.
That's an artist. Your label does not want to take you to another label. You're splitting your bag up. That's an artist normally having a joint deal or exclusive licensing rights where they'll give you a bag.
What about Cash Money?
Same thing. Exclusive licensing rights normally, such as Drake. If you ever look at Drake's thing, exclusive. Like what? Like what do you mean by it? They got bought basically. He's sold to Universal. You're still sold. You sold some part of it. You just said exactly what I said.
You're selling.
So you're sold. Yeah. So you're selling.
I'm not on mic. My fault.
Selling is.
So you're selling. So you're still selling. Whether what bag you're getting is up for debate, but you're still selling. And under that,
You're selling a percentage.
You're selling a percentage.
See, but you missing me with that part where you're saying the artist. That's up to the artist if they want to get a joint partnership deal.
Because you can't just take somebody and be like, yo, I got this artist. Let's put them here now. You as an artist have to agree. That is your name on that contract. Somebody can't just take and sign your name on another contract. That you can't. Now your image,
approve for sure.
Your image and shit. Maybe it can be licensed, but you still have to I feel agree to that unless your contract's kind of by the label or by
label.
It depends. You can enter into it a lot of ways, but normally it's like, for instance, Free Music Party as the label. If we were to sign somewhere tomorrow, we would technically be a joint deal. You would be signing our record label. Same thing as Cash Money Universal. You signed Cash Money. Now, what comes from that artist comes from those artists. That's just like a tree. But most artists don't go and be like, yo, I'm going to sign here and sign here because it just splits up your bag. You're already getting bullshit as an artist. You don't want to split up your bag even more because then you got 2 more A&Rs, so you got to split your shit up too and all this shit.
What did Pusha T say? You signed to another nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to another.
That's bad luck.
Which you don't want to do.
Yeah, and just to move from that concept.
Yeah, my bad. It was
valid. No, that was super valid. I said I got 3. And one that comes to mind as of right now, I want to say Anderson .Paak, just in terms of how he was able to leverage deals with the names, because he has
with Ape Shit.
Yep.
Crystal's very good. She's a very good general manager behind the scenes.
Yep. With Ape Shit, with Silk Sonic, with Anderson .Paak, with No Worries. Like he got record deals for groups. You know what I'm saying? He's in a group. He created a group that he got a record deal for, so that's extra money for that bag. Like, and it's just I thought that was super dope. Instead of just like, oh, I'm Anderson .Paak and I'm doing a song with him and it's all coming out of one record deal. So like you just get a bigger bag.
It's tough. I'd say mine. You got something to say, 360? Go ahead, bro.
I need you to come back, bro. We gotta have some music business debates.
Debates? Are there a lot of debates? I feel like a lot of shit's straightforward nowadays.
It could be, but it's perspective.
So they say.
It is perspective. It is fully perspective.
So they say.
It's very straightforward.
All right, just let me do my top 5 so we could talk about whatever. All right. Nip, obviously. Yams.
Huge.
Ryan Leslie.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
I don't think I had 5, but I had a 4th. Rick Ross.
He's very good.
His family
handle
his money well.
Yo, he does a great way of throwing these.
I'm not even like. It's his sister, his mom, and his sisters run his joint, and that's
true.
fire.
But it's true. But I know you, bro.
I'm not even trying to no funny shit on Rick Ross. Like that's your family, dog. Yo, my family generational wealth. Like yo, we lit. You could say that. It's not just I'm the biggest boss. I've been the boss. I got my cattle. I'm like fam, you got a great people behind you.
Okay, but how do you know
don't
that he
do
has
that?
great people behind him? He said it.
I'm looking at it.
No, I'm saying he said it in interviews though. He said it multiple times.
For
said it in
sure.
his book, all that. So it's not like he's like keeping them under wraps and not trying to give anybody credit. His brand is just the biggest boss. So
It is, and that's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ross. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
The
to
biggest boss, man.
Oh man, that's funny.
So
You're
we'll to transition into the we have a third eye segment also.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you look into spirituality, religion, conspiracy theories. We just tap in on a little something like that. So my question for you is angel numbers.
Yeah.
You guys go heavy with the 777. How big is angel numbers in terms of like what you do or what Free Music Party does, the brand?
I can't blast why it's 777. But if you actually know why.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. It does just so happen that it is like a lucky number jackpot. And like since then, it's been looking like we hit the jackpot with all of our moves and shit. But for me, angel numbers, like I don't really pay too much attention to that. I am very much like what's meant for you will come to you, and like what's gonna happen is gonna happen. That's pretty much where I am in terms of like spirituality, I guess.
Yeah, it's because it's like I'm familiar with the 777, and it's like I understand. Like I teach math, so of course it's like I'm spiritually based, so I always kind of like. I would read different stuff and be like, oh, what does 1111 mean? Oh, I just saw this. What does it mean?
Yeah.
And as I've come to a understanding, it's like, it's really what you put.
It's what you
meaning
want it to be. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like what 777 may mean to Dante will mean something very different to you. Like that's your brand. You see it, you like, oh yeah, like I know some chicken coming, Free Music about to be on the way. Like, you know what I mean? That's some Free Music merch right there. Versus Dante, he's seen 777 on his way to work or every time he leaves work type of thing. And he feel like it's a sign for him to leave and go and do his own thing. It's really what you attach to it. But I also like tie that into like angel numbers with like synchronicities and stuff.
I'm very
like that.
synchronized. Like I have all my tattoos are very synchronized and on theme. That's like crazy to me. That is pretty much where the most I'll go spiritually is like I've split my body in half, and if you see a tattoo, there's the equal or opposite or on brand on the other side. That's the most I'll get like spirituality, which take it how you will, I guess.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope because people miss the fact that it's like that's really like a heavy spiritual thing. Like
balance, like everything to me is balance. Like balance. You can't have your highs without your lows. You can't have your lows without your highs. Like it's balance.
That's a big fact. That's a big fact. Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yo, you just said balance. I was watching Earn Your Leisure podcast the other day, and he was saying that when you're trying to be successful and when you're like chasing your passion, trying to be wealthy, rich, whatever it is you're chasing, you should never really have balance. Like balance is something that you should always kind of be chasing to get to at some point.
I mean, that's the same as like saying like if something's too calm, something's wrong. It's like who's to say that? You know what I mean?
I get you.
I think everybody is different. Like humans are not a monolith. So like what applies to me might not apply to you. Like if you can't maintain a day job because you want to focus on music, like who am I to knock that? Like if you want to get a day job but you can still fully focus on music, do your shit. Like I'm not going to be like, yo, if you want to make it as an artist, like quit your fucking day job, like sit in the studio all day or you're not going to make it. Like that, who am I to say that? Like I don't know your work ethic. I don't know you. So I don't subscribe to that personally.
And also balance, I would say balance is subjective.
It is very, because some people's balance is chaos, some people's balance is peace,
Yeah.
some people's
We
balance is
sometimes
balance.
we misuse the word balance, and we instead of using the word harmonizing. Like I like to use the word harmonizing because it's like there's gonna be times where you gonna be in the studio for 3 weeks straight, like not looking up, but it's like, okay, now I can harmonize this with let me handle my business stuff. Like, okay, I've been in the studio, so now let me make sure I get this time to weave everything else in. You know what I'm saying? Get the melodies going.
I feel like a lot of people, like I feel like a lot of shit could really be like simplified as like people are not monoliths, bro. Like that's really at the end of the day, like if you just remember that, like a lot of shit will just get thrown out the window automatically. Like someone's like, yo, that shit is trash. It's like, wait,
trash,
I might be the one who think that.
Word.
All right, this shit's trash in my opinion. Like it's just so much shit. I feel like people just take shit too serious and too much to heart.
Are any of you guys ever gonna run for like common council or like?
We've thought about it. The name Free Music Party came because Eddie was releasing a project and we wanted him to run for an office because in order to run from an office, you have to get in a newspaper for a certain amount of time and you get free coverage basically. There's a little plug for everybody. You can take that marketing idea if you want. Shout out to Max. He knows all of it. But yes, that is actually where Free Music Party came from. And we have had that idea. So
I'd vote for you guys.
I don't know who would run at this point because everybody's unhinged, but
I want Alex Live to run.
I was about to say Alex is HR. I feel like he's the best fit.
I want Alex to run, and then but then he'll have like his political point, like his points on his fingernails.
because I know him, I don't want him to do anything. Because I know all of them, like now it's at the point where I'm just like, I would rather you not.
He's probably like one of the first people I met where I was like, who was like painting their nails.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense. I was like,
bro, you know what's funny?
I actually do going with his shit. Like,
we'll all get together and like we all paint our nails. Like my shits are clear. He paints his. Joe paints. Like we'll all like sometimes just get together and just be like, nail gang. Like that's some like stupid shit that we'll do. And like it'd be like, yo, well, why aren't you guys like discussing business? Like what are you guys doing? Like we're just dumb. Like we're like just dumb friends. Yeah. Just be like, yo, what color are your nails? Oh, they're black. Yeah, mine are clear. Nice, man. Oh, yo, you know we're on a Spotify playlist? Oh, dude, like shit like that. Like, yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, I don't want him to run for anything.
What year did you graduate, Joes?
2016.
You were a fresh batch. I'm trying to think. I don't think I know anybody who graduated. Because I'm thinking like that's still almost like a taboo thing with our generation. Like,
it is like,
and then it's like I'm trying to find the year where it's like,
what's the taboo thing?
Getting your nails
getting
painted.
your nails painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. And then he's like Drake. He ran his whole. I feel like that was part of his
Yanni's
rollout.
been doing it for a while too. He has a whole like nail company.
Not anymore. He's not affiliated with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Some
Bro, oh my.
He's got his ear to the streets. He got.
I would have to find it, but yeah, he's no longer affiliated with them. He sold his shares. It's a shame. That shit looked pretty dope. I was about to cop some, but then he was like, "Yeah, I don't fuck with this joint no more." And he said something. I was like, "Oh, all right, can't support that."
How old is Yachty?
He's young. He's like 20 something.
26 maybe.
He's around my age. I'm like 25. He's either 24 or 26.
That makes sense. So
Might be 27. I don't know.
okay, we're gonna find out where the nail trend started.
Alex Live.
Probably ASAP, to be honest. Rocky.
Mm.
Most shit from my age
yeah.
range can be traced back to Rocky in some way, to be honest.
In some way.
In some way.
Even if another person, like if he set
probably
the trend,
got it from
he
Rocky.
stole it from
Yeah.
Rocky. Yeah.
So
No, that's real. Shit. Is there anything that we haven't spoken on that you would like to touch on?
sure, man. Y'all let me know what y'all got. Business, music, random shit. Like, what up?
Shit. How'd you feel about Drake's album and his rollout?
I thought the rollout was not his best. He's done better. The album's different. It is definitely aimed at a younger base, but it's A&R'd by Yachty basically. So it's like, what do you expect?
Yeah. I felt like when I heard For Your
Executive produced by Kevin Durant.
that was
Very important.
That was
Bro, it might have been A&R. All that shit is just like a way to just
terrifying.
get a little check to your name.
Yeah. Nah, that's
Remember when LeBron James invented the deluxe album?
absolutely. He was the first. The king.
But I like it. I do like some joints on there. Rich Baby Daddy is hard. I don't care what anybody says, bro. That shit is hard.
I rock with Bitch Baby Daddy.
That
I'm not
shit
gonna
is
lie.
hard. You won't hear it outside in Buffalo because Buffalo will never play shit like that out. But go somewhere else and it's probably ringing off right now.
Bro, this is the thing.
Go to
And
Atlanta. That
Red-
joint's going crazy.
Yeah, go
Sexy
fly to
Red got
Atlanta real
some
quick.
Tough music, bro. That's probably like her worst verse I've heard.
She's on a beat. It's not her pocket.
Song
Her
is
bars
good.
are always elementary.
It's not her pocket.
gets
Like
the
you
job
can listen to it and hear that
Yeah,
it's
but
not her
on this
pocket.
one. All
That
the
shit
other
still
ones,
is good though. That shit.
Nah, I mean, Ski Eat. That shit rock.
She was in pocket. But
Hellcats and SRTs. Shit rock. Rich Baby Daddy. Don't rock.
nah, bro, that shit gonna grow on you. I'm telling you, that shit's about to grow on you. You might hear that shit outside, maybe not in like a public place, but like you might go to a kickback and hear that shit outside.
telling you.
It might shift your whole perspective, bro.
That does happen with Drake music too.
Man,
It-
you gonna
it
see,
hit
you gonna
different.
see,
You
you
have
gonna
to
see
hear it in a
2-3
certain
girls
setting.
dancing to it, and
Uh-huh.
you'll be like, "Yo, this joint is kind of tough."
You know what? Hotline Bling ain't that bad.
This song is kind of tough. Yeah, but I feel like for all the dogs, I feel like it was very much like for all the dogs, like the poodles, the Rottweilers, the pit bulls, the
Chihuahuas.
It's a
Chihuahuas,
very
the Shih Tzus,
Great Danes.
it's a very musically
Dalmatians.
diverse album in terms of like marketing. Like there's a song in there for everybody, whether people want to admit it or not. You don't have to like the whole album anymore. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of like the streaming and playlist era is like you find what you like from an album. The days of like sitting there and loving every song on an album is over, and people don't realize that, bro. It's very much.
But that's
build
part of the
your
things I
playlist.
don't like. That's a lot part of the things I don't like about music now. Like a good, concise album.
I mean, when it happens, it's still amazing. It's a lost art, but like
Are you saying more so with like mainstream artists and their drops?
everybody,
Everybody.
everybody is just subscribing to get on a playlist, bro. Whether it be Spotify or somebody's
first-
personal playlist.
90% of the songs that release, the projects that get released on streaming platforms, the first song is like the lead single. Like a real intro, like is
True. 90%. The first
That
song
is a
number
high
lead
number.
single.
It's
I don't
a high-
know.
that's
I don't know if that's
fucking
true,
cap, bro.
but that there
Bro,
are
it's
some
wild.
cases like that.
You lucky my phone is over there. Because I would go literally in my library and go to each album I've been listening to, and the lead
Normally
single is not the intro.
the
for
lead
any of them.
single is normally, depending on who it is, either at the end because you just want to get the streaming numbers from it to automatically boost your project, or it's in the middle as like a kind of refresher point to like give people something they know and like bring you back into the project.
it may be dated. My
Yo,
take may
bro,
be
you
dated.
90%, bro.
That's a crazy
That's a
number.
crazy
I
limb to go
remember
on.
it, bro. I remember it for a while, and it was I was so disgusted with I'm like, yo, why is
And
this?
EPs, that is the case normally.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because it's like we don't get how many real albums are people like dropping. Like you get the 6-song EP, you get the 10-song joint, maybe like them joints. People's first song is what I led with, my first single.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like I see in my algorithm.
it's normally like EP based or like if you want some numbers.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like if it's a real like album, and that's normally how you can tell. If it's an album, it's probably going at the end to like just give you those automatic streams.
Bonus track.
Not normally a bonus track. The science of a bonus track right now is the deluxe, where you slap 2 more songs on there and then you re-release it to get the streams back up or get you back in Billboard and up your normally it's like your 5th or 6th week numbers or some shit. But the traditional like deluxe that me and you are probably thinking of, where it's like you get a whole bunch of new songs and it's like basically like a different project, like those days are dead. Like it's normally just like 2 joints.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this whole album back out in the exact same order, and we're just gonna try to get this back on Billboard. It's basically just like a deluxe is basically just a marketing tactic at this point, bro. Like it's not like a real like I didn't get to give you guys these songs, so like you're gonna get
what Yachty's been doing. Have you been seeing what he's been doing? He's literally been releasing an EP like every week, and he's just adding one more song.
That's
so
normally
be a song like he'll make a video for it, and then he'll just add that and then rename the project whatever that song is.
I'm indifferent to those because I have like a business background, so like I see why you're doing it, and I can't hate on that because it's a smart business move. From a musical and creative standpoint, I could see how like a consumer can be like, yo, stop telling me you're putting out a project and you're just adding one song. Like, stop that. But from a business standpoint, like, yes, you should be like, I don't want to throw that out there, but you should be re-releasing songs if you can to break into the algorithm and boost your numbers.
No, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I just, like you said, as a fan of the music and as a consumer, that's not something you really want to see.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Do you think it's going to be a trend though?
It's been a trend. I mean, 2-packs, dropping a single and then dropping a 2-pack, and then or dropping 3 singles, dropping a 3-pack, and then dropping an album. And
nah, but he's doing it different than how you're explaining it.
Where he's just adding one song and changing it.
Adding one song and it's a new project each time.
Yeah,
it's not a case of like. Lucky
but the
Days
song
album.
title isn't changing, correct?
Huh?
But the song title is not changing.
Nah.
So you're still just stacking songs. Yeah, you're changing the title, so it's marketing as different, but you're basically doing the same thing. You're just trying to change one aspect so it looks like it's different. You get what I'm saying?
I get what
like
you're
he's still dropping. I get what you're saying. Like he's still just dropping a 2-pack and adding something else and changing the name so it seems like it's new, but it's still like the same model of just adding, and then just saying it's a 2-pack. He's just changing the name so you go and click on it. Oh, Yachty dropped something new, and then you click on it. It's the same songs plus one. Right. I have no care for that shit. If it boosts your numbers and gets you paid, whatever, man.
My last question is, do you think marketability kills creativity?
No. I think if you have a proper team and you are true in your vision, marketability will just boost your creativity.
I disagree.
In what way? You've seen Tyler do a full rollout based on what he wanted to do, and he never compromised. You've seen Tizo Touchdown run around in pads because he wants to do it, and it's marketing, and he's never compromised. It's all based on who your team and your numbers.
How do we know that that's what he wanted to do? How do we know that's not what was you need to catch?
Then we can focus on Tyler, because Clancy will sit there and tell you this is what he's wanted to do. I've never told this kid not to do something. The label's never told this kid not to do something.
He's like, I look at Tyler kind of like an anomaly in the sense of.
So then who do you want to talk about? Because I
look at people like Tierra Whack. I look at people like, I'm trying to think one more. But in the sense of like, I'm afraid to really like get experimental because I think people want to hear this, or I know this works better as an algorithm. I know this goes viral. This lines up with this song is this long, fit better on the.
Then that's a different conversation.
That's marketability. You're promoting it. What's the difference?
That's more so playlists and numbers and streaming. When you say marketability isn't necessarily your single. That it's how you're presenting yourself and selling the single. That's not the music. You're talking about the music where you're saying like you're afraid to experiment your sound, right? That's not necessarily marketability. That's your A&R and your team behind the scenes, which yes, you might not have as much control over if you're signed to a label because they need to recoup off your ass. Like at the end of the day, it's a business. They need to recoup. So if they don't think this sound is gonna sell, then yeah, I hate to break it to you, they're not gonna push it. You know why? Because they need to make their money back. They gave you that advance. They got to make their money back.
Doesn't that stifle somebody's creativity? Like, no, I really think this is going to work. But it's because you haven't seen it proven based on somebody else's
That's what I'm saying.
numbers.
Then that's a different conversation. That's not marketability. That's creativity versus sound. That's creativity and sound
People
versus
would
release.
alter their sounds to be more marketable.
That's your A&R though, and that's a whole different thing.
That's an excuses. I hear excuses.
How's it an excuse?
Why am I trying to please the A&R when I have
because
a
you
core
signed to a
fan base?
label. This is a business. If we're gonna sign to a label, let's be all right. Let's be fucking real. Let's have a real conversation.
Let's talk about it.
If you as an artist, as a business, are going to sit down and sign this paperwork with another business, you are two business entities. Fuck the music right now. You are a business entity.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to sign to this business and say, give me this amount of money so I can do X, Y, and Z, and in return, I'm going to attempt to bring you X amount of money back in this amount of time, because that is how label contracts are done. You need to recoup in a certain amount of time. If you don't recoup that, your ass is in trouble. So if you're going to take that route, you are now a business. Yes, you still want to put out music, but also the business comes first. That's why a lot of people tell you don't sign a deal that you do not think you can recoup on. That is stupid. You know why? Because you're not going to be doing what you're going to want to do. You're going to have a real bad fucking time, because when your manager calls you and goes, yo, we owe them 20 fucking thousand because your project sold 10,000 this week because you wanted to do this rock song when you're a melodic rapper. What the fuck do you want to do? You're going to be upset, and he's not going to let that happen. If F&P signed tomorrow and they said, I need you guys to sell this amount or recoup this amount of dollars in this amount of time in order to meet your next release, which you want to do because as an artist, you want to keep dropping to stay relevant because we're in a very microwave society. I'm not going to let you, quote unquote, experiment on your first project, your second project. And in cases such as Tierra Rack, where you have not broken mainstream, your studio album, as they like to throw words around, is going to keep coming back up because you know why? Because we're putting you in the studio. We need you to make this money. That album flopped. We're going to call it an EP. Now we're back on your studio album and we're going to do your sound that we have honed so that we can recoup our fucking money. And after we recoup, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to release a EP where you experiment sound, feel free. But the days of releasing a whole album experimenting when you are signed is not fucking happening. I hate to break it to you artists. Unless you're a Drake where you
and I feel like
get clicks and you get money,
it's not happening.
Then don't sign. Then don't turn it into a business. Have fun.
Then let's have the fucking algorithms create all our music. And
fuck the algorithms then. Have fun.
We can have the computers make beats.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Have fun then. Don't sign the contract. Have fun. Because in the case that you're saying...
People do it even without signing that contract. People compromise and trying to do... I was about to say something wild. Shake shots at some local artists. But people do that just because they think this is what's going to catch.
Then that's not somebody destroying your creativity. That's you trying to catch a trend. That is a different conversation. If you are a business signing to another business, they're basically your boss. You're not going to go and clock into your job and dick around. You're going to clock in. You're going to do what the fuck I tell you to do. We're going to make this money. You're going to get your split. After I get my money, do what the fuck you want to do. If you're not signed, go fuck around, see what happens. Nobody's telling you what the fuck to do. You can do whatever you want to do. And if you make money, you make money. If you don't, you don't. You didn't sign to a label.
Blender right now.
You didn't sign.
It's anti-human.
You don't have a. It's not at all.
You can't support.
It's not at all because I sit next to a niece and I sit next to F&P who are doing things how they want and they're making their own money and they're doing their own thing and nobody's fucking with their creativity. You know why? Because they signed to a business that respects them and are not afraid of recouping. That's not nothing.
Part.
But that's different though because you're basically signed to yourself. F&P is signed to ourselves. If anything, we are our own bosses. Anis is signed to himself. You know why? Because I don't want a label on my neck telling me I need to release this on this day so that I can make these dollars and they can get off my back and then maybe I can go and release the music I want. That's why you only see it with artists who are signed to a major labels because this is a business. This is $1 billion business. I'm not going to let you come in here and fuck around when I just gave you 100,000 and you want to give me a 2-pack of ass. Why would I do that as a business?
The moment comes when F&P wants to really break through that mainstream, or I'm gonna say, shit, fuck it, the mainstream appeal, the question of sacrificing their creativity for marketability will come into question.
It has come into question. You know what we did? We stood on our fucking shit. That's why Bruce Wayne, a song that is not conventionally a single, is on a Spotify playlist.
Really?
It's not a conventional
I
song.
feel like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's not a song you're gonna hear on the radio, but yet we still decided to send that to a playlist. That's on a playlist. But you're not gonna go clock into your job and dick around, bro, and they're still gonna pay you and not expect or say anything. That's not where shit works. And I feel like a lot of people
been digging around is crazy.
I feel like a lot of people just like don't
It's just
acknowledge
like,
that
yeah.
we're like, this is a business. Like this is a big business, bro.
It is, but it's like I just
If I give you $250,000 right now and
I see
off
it.
okay, all right, let me give you this example. You're blowing up off of drill rap.
Yeah.
I like your sound. You got some numbers. I come to you and I say, all right, let's take a meeting. You come to my office. I go, I'll give you a $250,000 advance, but 100 of it is marketing that you tell me what you want to do, but I have to approve it and you can't touch it. But this is your marketing limit. Mm-hmm. And you take that advance. We sit down, we shake, blah, 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 and you have your marketing budget, which people don't touch their marketing budget. That's a little fun fact for you. And then you come to me with your album. It's done. We've been working on it. We maybe sent you an A&R, one A&R, because A&R is dying in the industry. Nobody's checking your music anymore, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So we send you your one A&R. He comes back. He's doing his job. Yeah, it's a dope project. I really like the sound we're heading. You and your A&R come to the office. You sit down. You press play because he believes in you. He's not going to sit here and tell you your shit sucks or don't do this. He's going to tell you, I like the sound. It's good. A lot of A&Rs right now are yes men. You come to the office with your A&R. You sit down, you press play. That shit is not drill rap. It's some Teasel touchdown shit. You want to explore every genre underneath the sun. You think I'm going to let you put that out and risk the 100,000 recoup that I just gave you?
Is it fire?
It doesn't matter if it's fire. It
Why
doesn't.
don't
It does not. It
why
doesn't
does
matter
if it's fire.
because if you're a business and we signed you off for drill and we know what your drill numbers do. You better come with drill. It doesn't matter if it's fire.
That's why I say it steals the humanity out of it because you could be
Then don't sign to a
you could be
business.
a gangster rapper and be fire. You make an R&B track. Oh, that's amazing, and it's like, oh no, we're not releasing your budget. It's
Then-
like it's no like.
Then don't sign to the business.
And that's why I said that's why I'm like I'm not going to argue with it because it's like it's an anti-human thing. Humans make different type of shit. We can do we're both diverse creatures.
If anything, it's anti-consumerism, which is different but it's not anti-human. It's not. That's a crazy.
We
thing
can
to
then
say.
we can go into capitalism. Then we'll have a whole nother fucking
Exactly. So if anything,
conversation.
it's
and that's
capitalistic.
why it's like I'm not about to. I can't argue with the concept of recouping and making money versus.
But that's all it is at the end of the day.
I want to make a sound that I can sell.
But that's all it
Versus
is
I
at
wanna
the end of the day.
create just to
It's-
create.
At the heart of it, it is a business. That's all it is. So
When
if
people
I
started
need
making
to
hip-hop, when
recoup,
people created hip hop, they weren't thinking about it. Well, I'm about to go in this house.
but it
and
also
rap
wasn't a
so I
$1
can
billion
make money.
company. It wasn't
I'm
a
not-
$1 billion industry. What are you
They
talking
knew
about?
They knew about because it's about the art.
But it wasn't a $1 billion industry. Listen to what I'm saying. It wasn't a $1 billion industry.
You're telling me to think about money in a situation where people had no money and they weren't thinking about money. That's what
I'm saying. So back then, why
it's
would you
two
think about money?
opposing forces.
You're
That's
not.
why I'm like, I'm not. We're not going to find a middle ground. That's why I'm not about to argue with it. Like,
right, so we're talking
if you
about
wanted,
present.
If you want it to be about money and monetary and recouping,
But that's what
and-
you're talking about when you're talking about present and releasing what you want to
I'm
talk
talking about a creative expression being compromised for monetary gain.
Then don't sign to a business. That's what I'm saying.
You can still
Once you're proven
compromise
and that
your art
recoup happens.
for compensation of monetary.
Once you're proven and the recoup happens. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And I'm not even like we.
Nobody's going to throw money at you and let you do whatever you want off your first project. That's fucking crazy. I know you wouldn't even allow that.
But if I'm making songs to make money, that's to
Then
me
go
that's
and perform
compromising.
on tour where
That's
you make your
compromising.
money. But when I need to recoup and there's a budget behind you, we're going to do what is proven, get our money back, then do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to drop a country EP of 4 songs, I'll release that shit because at the end of the day, I'm still getting money from it. You recouped, and now you can go on tour and you got 4 more songs maybe. But if it is your first album, you are not doing whatever the fuck you want to do. That's why when people say you have your whole life to make your first album, make it what you want, and then take it, and it doesn't necessarily come out how you want because now the label's here. Let's pair you with this person. We got this money. Let's pair you with this person. It's the same concept. We need to make our money back. That's why people say your second album is the hardest one to live up to. It's because you're proven now. We gave you everything. We got our money back. Do what the fuck you want to do. That's why a lot of people flop on their second album is because it's not that label tweaked. You're doing truly what you want to do, and you see how it works. And if you want, we could go and look at numbers where somebody's first album is amazing number wise because they got all the help, all the support. And that second album,
easiest example of that is A$AP Ferg that I could think of.
Where his second album?
First album was amazing. People questioned the second album because he did what he wanted to do. It wasn't the most marketable thing. I thought it was a great album. People say the same thing about Kendrick Lamar's when he dropped Good Kid, Mad City, and then he went left to make a jazz hip hop album that was risky.
Exactly. You know why you do that?
But it was.
You know why you do that on the second album? Because we've recouped off you. We got our statistics. We got our money. Go have fun. Proven.
Okay, so the first album doesn't do as good, and so you're worried about compromising your creativity to sell, and that's
at the end of the day. I would just keep saying the same thing,
and I think that hinders your creativity. And you saying you don't think it does. And
I'm not saying I don't think it does. I'm saying that don't sign to a business. That is my main point here. If you don't want to shift your creativity on your first album, don't sign to a business. If you don't want to go and work with kids, don't take a job with kids.
So do you think it compromises your creativity, yes or no?
I think it depends on your team. Same thing.
Yes or no?
No then, because if it depends on your team.
You say no then. If
everything, everything,
we're not gonna get nowhere.
No.
I'm not about to argue
we can
it.
definitely continue.
But
this,
everything in this,
for the sake of the listeners and viewers, I don't think it's smart to keep arguing about the same thing for half an hour. So what we're gonna do is, Kaylin, give everybody your acts and all that. We're gonna close this out, and then y'all can continue.
You can find me everywhere at KAYPRIX, KAYPRIX. Everywhere. I am the behind the scenes of a lot of different artists in Buffalo, GM, consultant, concert manager. Tap in, follow me, follow my guys, and stay tuned for whatever's next.
As you can see, he knows a lot. Stay tuned. Nell, you got anything else?
I wouldn't argue with somebody who didn't know more than me.
I want to say though, it's not an argument. Like it's genuinely
care as much as me.
And
I don't argue.
Your point is right. Like your point, I'm not even saying like your point isn't right because like there are elements. Like it fully is your team. Like that's at the end of the day, that's all it is. Like everything's a business and everything is upon your team. If you get a bad team, you're gonna have a bad time. You get a good team and a good label, you're gonna have a good time. You can do whatever you want. It's all subjective. Like the music business is so big, it's a $1 billion industry. Nobody is wrong. Like nobody's wrong. I want to put that out there. That's why there's so many different artists and so many different routes, so many different bags. That's it.
100%. No label to pot. We out. I really have to go to the bathroom. Y'all can continue though.